So we're on our way to the metal supplier to grab some 1/8 thick metal for the skid plate. This is Lucy, by the way. Goose, do you want to say hi? Hey guys, so I'm going to be working on my custom skid plate for my 3rd gen 4Runner. There's the bumper that I just finished. So I just picked up the metal and I'm just going to start building now. Alright, so I have the template made just out of cardboard here, so I'm just gonna kind of test fit it, make any adjustments or anything that I need, cut it, and then I'm gonna basically transfer this to the metal and get that cut. Normally these 3rd gen 4Runners, they have a bar like right here, and that's where the stock skid plate actually attaches. I cut mine off a while ago because the previous bumper that I had before this one actually replaced that. Like I needed to cut that in order to fit it, and it actually had like holes in it already to replace that, so the skid would attach to that bumper, if that makes sense. So now I don't have that, so basically I'm gonna have to make holes in my bumper and have the skid attached to this bumper here, so pretty much like right there. So I just spilled my coffee everywhere. That sucks. All right, so this is the metal that I got, 1/8 thick steel. All right, so I'm basically going to transfer my cardboard template onto the metal. All right, so this is pretty ridiculous, but that's what I have. I have it clamped onto my bench here with some duckbills, and I'll show you what I'm doing. As I said, this is ridiculous. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I'm using my freaking massive wrench here for leverage. I mean, it's working pretty good, but so I went to Home Depot, just got some nuts and bolts for the front of the skid plate here. So I'm gonna put this in, right? The nut's gonna be on top, on the bumper, like behind. And I just gotta get that welded on, because the nut's gotta stay there, right? And so that's what I'm doing. I pulled the bumper back, so I'm gonna put this in place, and then with it in place, I'm gonna weld it on. All right, so I ended up having to take the whole bumper off, because I realized that the part that I need to weld the nuts to has the paint on it, the bed liner, which I can't weld over, so I have to grind that part down, weld it, and then repaint that spot, and then put it back on. So it's a bit of a pain, but it's got to be done. All right, so I welded those nuts in place behind the bumper. Put the bumper back on, everything's hooked up, so I'm gonna go ahead and just secure this in place with the front 2 bolts, and then I'm gonna go to the back and make some holes for the back. So all right, so I still need to drill the back and everything, but this is basically what it looks like. I think it looks pretty good, you know, kind of ties in with the bumper real nice. And goes right back there. Right there's passes the control arms there nicely. So there's just the 2 bolts in the front. They're 5/16. So yeah, looks pretty good. All right, so I'm just welding on the support pieces on the inside, and I'll be basically done. At that point, I'm just gonna sand it down, primer and paint, and that'll be it. So all right, so a little bit more craziness. I got this skid plate tied and hung from the ceiling. I'm doing this because I'm going to be priming it I'll be able to spray it better and it'll be more even. So I'm gonna just give it a wipe with this alcohol right here, and then I'm just gonna get to priming. Alright, so I've let this just hang here in front of the heater overnight. So it's nice and dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply the bed liner. So this is the stuff I'll be using. The Duplicolor bed armor. Okay, it's super thick, just really gotta shake it. Alright, so I just finished the second coat on this with the bed liner. Rolled on a nice thick second coat. So look, it's super wet right now, so I'm just gonna let it hang here overnight in front of the heater. On the other side. So yeah, just gonna let it hang. I don't know if I got this part on video, but as you can see, I welded just a small plate there and there. It's gonna just act as a little spacer, just because I just needed a little bit of space there to clear the front diff. So that's what that is. That's pretty much it. So tomorrow I'm gonna let this hang overnight, and then tomorrow I'll get it installed and I'll get that on video. Alright, so it's the next day. The second coat of bed liner is completely dry. It's ready to go. So I'm just gonna get it installed and see how it looks. So that basically sums up this video. Thank you very much for watching the video. I will make another one where I'm actually testing out the skid plate. We have a bunch of snow right now here in Calgary, so I'll go out, play in the snow a little bit, and see how the skid plate holds up. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.